I can assure you nobody has trained like I did this summer. And my training this summer was brutal. As I said, it's traumatic, but it makes you understand lessons that nothing else could have made you understand. This is my best summer so far.
Over here.
Hey, I'm good, how are you?
It sounds like it's been kind of a profound experience for you then to reevaluate things.
The temple or the thrombosis?
Both.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's life-changing. I've been spending so much time in hospitals and around doctors and, hearing more bad news than I wish I heard. Of course, it's, as you said, it's traumatic, but in the long run, I think it's going to be very beneficial because even though I don't wish it on nobody, it makes you understand lessons that nothing else could have made you understand.
Victor, back here. You look much stronger, I think, than the last time we saw you. Your biceps are popping a little bit more. Just how much, you got the camera, flex it up. How much muscle exactly do you think you've added since the last time we saw you on the court? And what did your workout regimen look like this summer to get in that shape?
So I did a lot of pure mass, first of all, but you should ask the medical staff that are like all the scans and stuff, but of course I've added muscle mass. And my training this summer, it was brutal. It's been months. The first part of it was first coming back and rehabbing and getting my abilities back. And after that, it was just so much developing. And I can assure you nobody has trained like I did this summer. And this is my best summer so far. I can tell the progress is just incredible. I feel better, I look stronger. And the scale says I'm heavier, so everything is a green light.
How do you think that's going to impact your game, being a lot stronger this year?
Oh, I mean, it's impacted it already. I've seen it, the runs I've done this summer, or even here in San Antonio. I'm so much more under control, and my conditioning has gotten so much better. But that comes at a price. And what I've done this summer, it's world class. I mean, even in the field of professional sports, I don't think many people have trained the way we've trained this summer.
Given the time off, do you feel like you need to play a little more in the preseason, or is it just going to be like it has been in the last couple of years?
I feel like I need to play basketball now. Obviously, I played basketball almost all summer, but I've done in terms on my body, there's only so many steps that I'm gonna pass this summer. I'm only gonna get so much better, and I think I've maxed out what I could do in one summer, and now I need to play basketball and work on my skills and as a team tactically. So yeah, I want to play.
You use the word scary to describe the team's defensive potential. Mm-hmm. Do you think that has the potential to be the identity of this team, a really good defensive?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, my goal is to set standards from, we've started to set them in here in the gym, but from the first game of the season, in preseason. This is a non-negotiable. It's not something you can't do if you want to be a part of our team, and we're going to hold each other accountable. We know the coach is going to hold us accountable. And it doesn't matter, your status, defense is non-negotiable.
Everybody know I'm pretty good at catching and shooting. Trying to push myself so I can get in better shape because I love to go get the rock. We trying to get back to the number one. You can learn something new every day. One person in front of me, I'm going. And I told him I ain't going to miss it. MVP and championship, that's the goal. If Rudy gets the rebound, Mike should be the only one that come back to it. I think we did a bad job of last year, just everybody coming back to the ball, especially myself, because I love to go get the rock. So just running the floor and then just getting opportunity, especially catching shoots. Like I've been working on that. Everybody know I'm pretty good at catching and shooting. So me sprinting the floor, Mike pushing the ball down, hitting Rudy, and then come setting the pin down, I can play out of the corner. So just stuff like that, different actions, it should help me a lot.
Is that just instinctual for you to go get the ball?
Yeah, it's just like second nature to me, just go to the rock. But I've been working on, like, Finchie been talking to me, Pablo been talking to me, just sprinting the floor. And it's gonna get me in better shape, so it should be fun. I think the head of the snake sometimes, you just gotta take those matchups just to show people like, man, I can play defense too. We can't make Jaden guard the best player, you're nice. The B player, let me get the A player, so. And like I said, it's gonna get me in better shape, man. It's about trying to push myself so I can get in better shape around February, March, heading into the playoffs. So, because most of these teams got two players that's like, they got a A player and then they got a B player. So most of the times I gotta be able to guard somebody anyway, but yeah, sometimes it's gonna be important for me to try to take those matchups. For sure. I think step one is getting more sleep. I think if I get more sleep, I'll be all right. Because I worked my off this summer, so I'm not really worried about my shape. I should be if I'm not in good shape, then I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. So I think step one, Dehan sent me a little message last night about getting 9 or 10 hours of sleep. I said, I'm not there yet. So I'm gonna try to get better and better. I think that's the main thing. He said the number one way to recover is to rest. So I don't really think I'm gonna be able to win Defensive Player of the Year. I got 2 of the best defenders on my team, so it's gonna be hard for me to win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't wanna take away from those guys, but as long as my impact is there every night, I should be okay. As long as I make an all defensive team, that means something. But Defensive Player of the Year probably be hard for me, but MVP and championship, that's the goal. We trying to get back to the number one defense in the league, and I know it starts with me, especially my pressure on the ball. I can't guard one game and not guard the next game because we playing, somebody who's not up to par. I got to be ready every night, and I'm gonna take pride in that. And I told my teammates to hold me accountable, coaches included. But yeah, it looked like everybody, been working. Everybody been pushing themselves to the limit, and it's showing right now, man. Everybody's sharing the ball. It's making it feel like nobody's worried about the individual play right now. So, and I think that's what we need. We need camaraderie right now, and it's starting early. Anytime one person in front of me, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Finchie told me to just go, put my head down and go. And I've been working on my ball handling a little bit this summer, so it should be a little more easier for me to try to get by a guy.
That adds confidence, right, too, going in numbers and whatnot, when you know you can get kind of where you want to go.
For sure. Being able to handle the ball, man, I think that was a big time. It was a key for me this summer to get better with my ball handling because it was a little bit loose on my hip, so trying to get better at that. That's the goal, man. No matter what they're doing, I'm trying to get to a spot, raise over the defender or get downhill and create a play for Rudy or Jaden in the corner and find my teammate. You can learn something new every day, so it's still a learning process, but I think me being able to pick it up is a lot easier for me. Like the first 3 minutes of the game, once I see something, I'm like, oh, they doing this. I know how we're gonna pick them apart. And that comes with watching film, just breaking the defense down. And majority of the time, it's gonna be a double team or a high wall, and I done seen that since my second year, so I should be ready for that, all that. Yeah, me getting out of transition should be to eliminate all type of those things. I was just telling TJ, like, everybody know you left-handed. So everybody know you're gonna go hard left-handed. So the move that I do when I pound and pick it up, it don't matter where you at. When you pick it up, you still got live reads to make. You ain't gotta always go to finish. You can pick it up to a 1-2 and kick it out to a oop to Rudy, and then you got me catching and shooting. And I told him I ain't gonna miss it. So I feel great, man. I feel like I'm a little bit quicker. I feel like I can jump a little bit higher, lighter on my feet. I got an 8-pack now, so I'm feeling pretty good.
We've done a really good job. Ready to work, locked in. The work you put in, the love of the game, being around great people, trying to be more efficient. Pretty good shape where you're not just your mentality going into the year. You got to take the good with the chaos, focus on winning. Ready to work, like we expect him to be locked in on doing what he needs to do to help us win. So all those things you acknowledge, and you look forward to doing what we do as players and going out there and hooping.
Steph, you're approaching a decade since your unanimous MVP season, and you're still playing at a very high level. How have you been able to evolve your game to sustain that level of production?
The work you put in, the love of the game, being around great people, still keeping winning as the priority, and I'm blessed to still hopefully be in that situation for a couple more years.
This is your 17th year. I think you've said many times 16 was the goal because of your dad. What's the significance of that to you, and how has your off-season conditioning evolved as you've gotten into your mid and now?
Trying to be more efficient with the work that you get in and more intentional about how each day is kind of designed. Probably the first decade was more on court than off court, and that's actually flipped now. It's probably 60-40 to on court percentage now, and even that is heart rate stuff, foot strikes, how long you're on your feet, all those type of things that help monitor the output that you have over the summer, so that you're working smarter and coming into camp fresh, knowing that there's still a little bit of building to go. That's what training camp's for, but that I'm in pretty good shape where you're not putting your body through any type of unnecessary stress with that transition from off season to in season. We're just trying to carry the momentum that we had from last year, understanding getting through an 82 game season is the challenge for every team, but especially a veteran team. I said the same thing last year, probably at the podium right here. We started 12-3, and then all hell broke loose for a good couple months. So you can only do what you can to control just your mentality going into the year, and I think it's really optimistic and positive around here. You got to take the good with the chaos as well of it, kind of front and center on trying to, again, focus on winning. And we've done a really good job of that over the years and want to keep doing it. You got to pay attention to it for sure. acknowledge what makes your team, what character it has to obviously play, have the expectation that we're going to be capable of beating everybody and anybody on any given night. But to your point, the endurance of 82. I think last year the biggest thing was we don't want to be in a position where you're chasing down the stretch of the season. If you could at all be in control of that, where the last 2 months, even though we had a great record, it felt like every game was a playoff game for 2 straight months, and then you transition into a very tough 7-game series, and then you're 48 hours from round 2, game 1. Like, it was a very condensed, high level of basketball. We want to be able to try to get through the 82 with a little bit more of a ability to control the ebbs and flows of it. More than like specific potential of specific kids, it's just the idea of basketball at a high level around the world is continuing to grow. The skill level is, and the excitement around the game is really special, and I was happy to kind of experience that in Chongqing this year and have something that I've done here in the States for a very long time with the Curry camp and bring it over there. So basketball's at an all-time high, not only from an awareness and fandom perspective, but from kids who are playing and really taking it seriously and working on their game, so it's great to see. I don't think I'm over that disappointment, because you always wonder what if, had I not gotten hurt, had we won one more game in that second round and give me a chance to come back, had we not been chasing the last 2 months. You always, as a player, you always think about that type of stuff, and it motivates you to understand what you can do this year to put yourself in a better position. So I think I'm still carrying that, which is, I think, healthy and a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. Obviously, it's a great team. I thought we just played together really well and been working on rotations defensively. Early in the game, throughout the game, whenever I was in there, just taking whatever the defense gives me, just utilizing that to my advantage and just being comfortable. Like 2.5, 3 months of everyday practices. So it's just a different feeling, playing really hard and just playing really smart as well.
But how much fun do you have out there tonight? Could you talk about that block you had early in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. Obviously, it's a great team. We got a lot of really good guys, a lot of great players, but I thought we just played together really well, and that's a fun brand of basketball to play. And the ball's moving around, everybody has each other back, so it was fun. Been working on rotations defensively and different things like that, so just being a low man, rotating over and having my guys back.
Scored 10 points in the final few minutes of the second quarter. Could you just talk about that stint right there, and then what were you looking for offensively early to start the game?
Early in the game, throughout the game, whenever I was in there, just taking whatever the defense gives me, keeping it simple, making the right play, whether it's a pass, shot, whatever it is. So just early on, it was dumbing down, hitting the bigs a couple of times, late on, coming off the screens, shooting it. So it's just whatever the defense is going to give me. It's interesting. It's a different style of basketball that obviously, like you said, I haven't played with before, but it just allows me to expand my game, play on the perimeter a lot, and kind of just help the fluidity. I mean, with AD, me, we both can play a guard position and just play that positionless basketball. So it's not really like playing with 2 bigs. But just having that size, it really plays into our advantage defensively.
How much have you played pick and roll with the ball in your hands, and what are you getting as you're doing that more here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that we worked a lot on this summer. Like I said earlier today, just being comfortable expanding the floor, using the space that this bigger court gives you, and just utilizing that to my advantage and just being comfortable coming off those pick and rolls, being ready to knock down open shots. I mean, yeah, there's definitely that excitement. It's definitely different as well. I'm kind of timeline-wise comparing it to last year, just around this time I would have been 2.5, 3 months of everyday practices with the team, going hard every single day, putting in offense, defense. We've only had 2 weeks maybe. So it's just a different feeling of just coming together at the right time, and we'll figure it out as we get going here. It just relieves a lot of pressure off of our guards, and it's something that we've been talking about in practice and whatnot, and the stress to me is that I got to know every position through the plays and whatever actions we're running just to make it easy on each other. If he's getting picked up 94 feet every play, it's not smart, it's not practical for him to try and bring it up versus that pressure every time, where if I can just get it and bring it up versus somebody that's not going to pick me up full court, it's easier to bring it up, then that's what we should do. So it's just about relieving the pressure off each other and just have each other's back and just working together in that sort of way.
With you and D'Lo getting to potentially play together a decent amount if y'all share the floor a ton, could you talk a little bit about what you think of y'all's connection so far? And you said that he shared some advice with you. So what has he been like in practice and giving you advice as one of the vets of the team?
Yeah, I mean, he's been an incredible influence so far, just setting the tone at a really high level ever since he's come in and been around. He's just been setting examples and just being a real role model, just playing really hard and just playing really smart as well. He sees the game at a different level, and so I think I can just learn a lot from him and the way he's able to kind of pick apart defenses and just use his vision to our advantage, and I'll learn a lot from that.
Just trying to keep myself busy, keep my mental busy as best I can, because it's been hard. There's always time to learn and grow, but I try to be as involved as I can. I have a good life and I feel like I'm in a good place right now. Well, the standard is the standard. The most necessary and the best thing for us as NBA players. Going well. It's coming along. I feel like I'm right on cue where I'm supposed to be at this point. Moving around, doing everything. So just taking it a day at a time. It's a monotonous thing of every day. Feels like you're doing the same thing over and over, and I feel like I'm in a good place right now. Yeah, of course, this summer is, I don't want to say awful, because I have a good life and I'm in a good position in life, but it's just been a drag, just trying to keep myself busy, keep my mental busy as best I can, because it's been hard. It's been hard. I mean, the season got hurt in Game 7. Everybody left Indy the next day. I had surgery in New York the next day. So by the time I got back, everybody was gone. So get to see any of my teammates really or hang out with anybody. So I've really just been in my house, my fiance, my family. So it's been hard, but I've just been trying to keep myself busy with, I've had a lot of people come and visit me over the last couple of months, which has been amazing, and trying to keep myself busy, go to Fever games, do stuff around town as best I can. But yeah, summer's been a drag, so it's been nice to have the guys back and have that banter and just be able to hang out with them. So definitely thankful for the village around me. I think whenever you don't get to play, you get a new perspective on things. I think there's always time to learn and grow, and I think that for me this year, not being able to play, I feel like I'm going to be able to see the game in a different way, potentially see it more from a coaching perspective where I don't always see eye to eye with with our coaching staff and what they're seeing. So I look forward to being able to digest the game without playing, for a full year. I think that's going to be different for me, but I think being able to still be in the locker room with the guys and hear what they're seeing, but also be able to be sitting there with the coaches on the bench and hear what they're seeing and kind of be the bridge between that. So I look forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting year for our group. We got a lot of different guys coming into new roles and a lot of different guys growing in different areas. So definitely look forward to the year. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a plan right now. I would say it just goes off of what's going on that day. I think as the year goes on and my rehab and physical treatment, my physical condition get better. If they're on like a 1-game trip or something, it might be better for me to stay here and just work out here. But I plan on traveling as much as I can. Plan on going to the preseason games on the road. I think just trying to keep a sense of normalcy as much as I can. There's going to be times where I don't want to leave the house. There's going to be times where I need to get out of the house. And I think that our organization has done a great job of continued conversation with me and allowing me that freedom mentally and allowing me to really just read off of how I feel and what's going on. So I feel like it'll just be a read and react as the year goes on, but I want to be there as much as I can, but definitely just reading how my body's feeling and, whether it's a necessary trip to be making. But I try to be as involved as I can, I mean? I get here earlier than usual so I can finish all my work, so I can be there for all the on-court stuff and walk around as much as I can. I can't really rebound, but I can pass. Just trying to figure out how I can fit in and do different things. I want to still feel involved and still feel like I don't want guys to feel like I'm not there, I'm not part of the team. My mom made a joke the other day that because they took a disabled player exception that I'm not part of the team anymore. Just trying to stay involved as much as I can is important for me. Well, the standard is the standard. We have created a culture here that is special in this league, and it's something that I really care about. When I got traded here, the only guy that's still here from that group is TJ, and there wasn't much of a culture here. Coach Rick and the staff were helping build that, and I think we've done a great job, and that's not changing. So just because I'm not playing, I'm still going to play fast, still going to pick up full court, play with the infectious joy and energy that we always do. That doesn't change, and the standard is always going to be the standard. So guys know that, they understand that. But I look forward to seeing a lot of different guys take on different roles. I think that Jairus and Ben are two guys that are going to have an increased role. Drew is going to have more on-ball responsibilities. So I look forward to seeing him balance, doing more on the offensive end and still being who he is defensively. Now it's going to be hard to be guarding the best player every night and take handling majority of on-ball responsibilities. So I see his defensive responsibilities maybe decreasing a little bit, but because of who he is, I don't see it being anything drastic, So I look forward to everybody's role changing a little bit. Obviously, change with our big, and so having Isaiah is going to take on a new role. Jay Huff have a new role from what he had last year. James Wiseman, all these guys are going to be on new roles. So I'm definitely excited to see everybody grow, and I think baptism by fire is sometimes the most necessary and the best thing for us as NBA players. So definitely look forward to seeing all the guys take on new roles.